Previously on Supergirl, toxic masculinity ruins the party again. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between. You thought that I might get over it. Well, I haven't. The way last week's episode was very, very problematic. It was problematic, as joyful and as caught up in the romance I was with Sanvers. Upon reflection and kind of reading and hearing about different things that people have said, it was brought to my attention that, that storyline was not exactly handled very well. It was great that they brought up that reality that some people experience, but they just this was like a life-altering, life-defining trauma that Maggie went through, and they just kind of glossed over it and kind of made it her fault, and she had to apologize for it, and that's not really okay. Unfortunately, I doubt it will be addressed again. It would be nice to have that story told properly, and as well as Alex's story was told. Because my experience was a lot like Alex's. It was positive, but there are thousands of people in the world where their experience was a lot like Maggie's, and it's important to tell their stories as well. So I watch this show for two storylines. I watch this show for Alex and Maggie, for Alex's storyline. I also follow it for Kara's storyline, for Supergirl's storyline, which at the moment which thus far, as of last week, has been just going downhill. All the men in her life, minus Jean, who is Super Space Dad, have been kind of shitting on her and holding her down. And, lately it's been about Kara and her dealing with these men trying to prove that they can be a better superhero than she can. And it's babysitting them and constantly having to save them and not being able to reach her full potential. So my distaste for Kara and Mon-El has absolutely nothing to do with me being gay. It has nothing to do. Do I wish that Kara and Lena would get together? Yeah, but honestly, I acknowledge that that's not going to happen. Doesn't mean I'm not going to freak out every time they're in the room together and can feel the chemistry emanating from the screen. Sorry, but I acknowledge it's probably not going to happen. But it's not about Supercorp versus Caramel. It's about respect and the lack of respect that Kara has been getting from Mon-El. She has told him so many times that she doesn't need protecting. He's constantly undermining her, disrespecting her. She's given him so many chances, and he says he wants to learn from her, but the minute she tries to teach him something, the minute he gets out there and can prove himself, she tells him he just doesn't listen to her. And this last episode was so frustrating because his abhorrent behavior was rewarded in the end. The thing that just really pissed me off was when he told her that she doesn't know what she can handle. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? He hasn't known her for that long. He has not been on Earth for that long. He has not been a shitty superhero for that long. How the fuck does he know what she can handle? If anything, he's the one that doesn't know what he can handle, because every time he's tried to do something, she's had to save his ass. So his toxic masculinity was just smothering her. And she had to lie to him in order to defeat what's his name. That's not something that you make the person that you're supposedly in love with want to do. If he truly respected her and truly cared about her and truly acknowledged her abilities, she could have felt safe to be like, hey, don't worry about it. I got it. I'm not actually going to marry this douchebag. I have a plan. But she had to lie to him, because every time, that like 10 times or more than that in that episode, when she told him to leave it be, that she can do it, that she doesn't have feelings for this other guy, Mon-El would not listen to her. And was possessive of her and patronizing of her, and to reward all that behavior at the end with them getting together just makes no fucking sense. And I think it sends a terrible message to the young people that are supposedly supposed to be inspired by this show, that no matter to the young girls, no matter how strong of a woman you are, no matter how good you are at what you do, no matter if you're the mentor, the man will always know better than you. The man will always force his tactics, his opinions, and on you, and disrespect you. And you're still expected to love them anyway. It's this perpetuation of this toxic narrative that if someone is mean to you, they like you. That really bothers me. If they had gone into this relationship in a different way, I may have been more lenient. But, like, if they had Kara questioning her feelings for Mon-El from the beginning, kind of being wishy-washy, being like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I like him, do I like him, don't I like him, instead of being, like, pretty adamant and pretty, like, I do not have feelings for you, and then questioning her feelings at a point where she was feeling vulnerable, where she was feeling abandoned by all her friends, by Wynn and James, because they were off doing their guardian thing, by Alex, who was finally happy herself and who had another person in her life that she cared deeply about, and Kara, and also because the one person that she cared about most in her life, Alex, was encouraging this. And so, of course, Kara is going to be like, wait, do I like him? He likes me, you know? I think that actually has been something that I've experienced, is to think that you like a person and give a person a chance, when really what you like is the idea of being in a relationship, the idea of having another person liking you, the idea of having the support and the encouragement of your family, and, the thought of being normal, having it all, is really appealing. But you end up in a relationship with someone you really don't care about. Obviously, that's, not where they're going with this, but I think that that's really problematic, and I think that it's kind of saying that it's telling young people that if someone likes you, you're supposed to like them back. And the more a man pesters you and undermines you and disrespects you, the more he's mean, the meaner he is to you, the more he likes you. So you should be with him. That's not okay. It's not okay. And I'm really upset and just sad at the fact that not that many people seem to understand that this that it's such a common narrative of, the fighting and people, hating each other and just fighting all the time is somehow love. Love is communication and respect. Apologies can only go so far. Yeah, he apologized, but how much of it is going to really matter? Do you know how many relationships, toxic, just dysfunctional relationships, apologies have such a prominent presence in? He doesn't have me right now. I am just not on his side at all. I just really hope that this doesn't become one of those things where her whole life revolves around him. Because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for Supergirl, a strong young woman who doesn't need a man in her life to define her. And if she does have a man, she needs a man that will respect her abilities and respect her strength and her independence and the fact that, she's not going to need him all the time. She's never going to need him to protect her. And right now, that's not Mono. And honestly, I don't think that's ever going to be Mono. So, I'm very skeptical.